Hello, my name is Russell Scott from scottcarvings.com, and today I'm going to make this sort of a Hagrid from Harry Potter caricature. I'm not particularly sure about if there's any kind of licensing thing or something. It's just for fun. And I made this from this is a good carving to carve out when you got these little stubby blocks of wood. And because Hagrid is kind of this wider, bigger character. And even you can tell even in the back how it kind of comes out like this. Usually a regular character would be more wider than thicker, but he does have the impression that he has a lot of girth. Now, you'll notice I made a mistake here, which I'm going to correct in the last one. It isn't until I was done when I noticed it. There's this break in the coat, like this. Let me bring this up, and I brought that in last, not realizing that I had this, this loop. And we would not have a loop there because it would be broken. And so what I could have done is, I discovered this somewhat recently. What I could do is take a V-tool and then kind of make it so still there would be two loops, but as he brings the belt together, that the two loops would come together. And I have it so it's easy that where we would put the hand, we'll put the hand so you don't have to see or do the belt. I have the belt coming down a little bit because where the belt comes in and he's got too much belt. And there's nothing really too much to it. You could take this and make this into a Santa Claus, as a matter of fact. That would make a nice Santa Claus. I think I'll do that. Now, what I did was I took another, this is the one I'm going to carve is from a 2.5 square, 2.5 times 2.5 square, and 6 inches. This one is 5 inches. I add an extra inch. I wanted to make it a little longer. This one here got a little stubbier, and I'll just show it like this if you want to carve it like this, a little stubbier, and kind of do a little bit of experimentation with a longer piece of wood. I'll bring the hand down. No, I won't bring the hand down. I'll just make his body a little longer. And what else was I going to say? I forgot. I'll probably bring it up later. This particularly does not have, I'll see at the end of I'll do a pattern, have some kind of pattern. As far as a cutout pattern, there's nothing to it. It's just the square block of wood, and we'll do something like this. And it comes kind of, and his hair comes way out. That's the thing I like about this character. It comes way out. And the same in the back is just, and the rest is all a block. I mean, if you want to take this to the saw, you can. The thing I got here that I make sure I don't screw up is I just simply threw that in, that 6 inch. That is not the center line. We better put a good center line in here to get started. Whoops. I said a good center line. And a little, yeah. I was thinking on the possibility of turning his head a little bit, but I wanted to make this a little simpler. I think when like I said, I'm going to try this pattern and do a Santa Claus, I'll turn his head. But I just kind of want to keep this as simple as possible. And you can do so much more with it. I was thinking of, but not this time. If you ever watched any of the Harry Potter shows, especially the one in movie number 4, as Harry Potter was going after the dragon's egg is where I see this. I mean, he's probably done this a lot here, or Hagrid. And this is when we're waiting for Harry to come back, and he'd kind of have his hands kind of like this, and the fingertips together and close to the body. You could do that. I think that would be a little too much. I'll try something. I think I'll have the hand or the thumb. He's coming out too much like this. I'll try to relax the thumb a little more if I can. The other reason why I can't do this is because I need a little more extra wood, or I can bring the arm back a little bit too. But I'll probably try that on a on a Santa Claus. But for this particular character, let's get going. All right, I am going to first put my glove on, and I'm going to see if I can start with my knife. I usually like to start with the, when you call the word power carving, what I mean is putting a lot of oomph. And instead of that, let's see if I can feel a little better using the, yeah, I'll probably do that. And I'm going to put my cuticle glove on. Again, this is a glove that is worn. And you know what I should be doing? One of these days I'll tape this up. But then it always gets to a point where I'm ready to go, and then, oh, I forgot to tape that. And of course, when you hit the wood, that's why I like to get the cuticle. Let me get him out of the way. Now that a lot of this, and you know what I'm going to do? Because this is making a lot of noise, and with the shake and all that, and I think I'm going to shut the video down, and then I'll come back when I got this ready to go, and then we'll get more into the detailing. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. I did clean it, get this thing kind of shaped a little bit. I'm sure there's a little bit more. I want to make sure that I have a little bit of for the nose. Make sure I got the shadows out of there. Okay. Now the next step, of course, is to round this. But before I do that, I do this to all my carvings when it's, you know, from block, or even from block out, is since none of the carving, most of all the carvings, does not rely on that corner, is I like to round this just a little bit so it's a little more easier to handle instead of having those kind of sharp edges, just enough to make it so it's not a pain in the, you know what, giving you a pain, literally pain. Oops. Watch the grain. Just a little, that's better. That's better holding on to. And then we'll round this a little bit. Like I mentioned before, a lot of times I would put my thumb on my thumb so you get a wider swipe. The thing is, after a while, that thumb that's being pushed on ain't gonna like it. Kind of close to the punk here, so it is kind of a little more stiffer. All right. First up, let's put the arms in. Like I said, I'm going to not too much on. Let me see, how does it look with you? And it looks like that pesky sun is starting to come in. So let's see if we can get this stuff done here before. And the shoulder. So the shoulder will be about, well, I think I told you I'm not going to probably not give you a pattern. Maybe I better, since I'm, shall we say, using a pattern here. That's not fair. Make sure that there's enough hair here. Now, the shoulder is more back. Almost, here's kind of a quick center line. So it's a little farther back than the center. And I did have that as the bottom. Here's the hand. Since the hand is going to be covering his front, let's do this. His hand is going to be like this. Then therefore his arm is forward. And it's almost getting to the point that I'm losing this extra bottom here. I think I'm okay with it. Just raise it a little bit. I think I'm relatively okay with it. Make sure I give enough hand. And according to this, yeah, it may be a little lower, that's okay, but we still got more bottom. Okay. Nice. I still am a little, I want to bring this down a little lower. Bring this down a little lower, just a little bit. We can always bring it up more. I want to bring it lower and make sure that I don't have it too high. Too low you can fix. And it just appears that the arms are about, might be a little thicker. And so with that, right away, I want to take my V tool, put my cuticle glove back on, and let's put it in. One of these days I'll come back and I'll have a tape on that. Well, this glove is starting to wear. This glove might have to be, I want to say the word graduated into my cuticle glove. And here we can just use the V instead of the L. You could use the L tool if you want. A little bit, we can L it a little bit, just in other words, away from the hand. I think it doesn't matter too much, but we'll do it anyways. So the L tool is away from the hand towards the body. Away from the arm. Away from the arm. Ooh, watch the wrist. Uh-oh. Seem to have a wheeze going on here. Oh, that's not all. I got one of those too. I wonder if that helped get rid of the wheeze. All right, that's kind of a good start. It's off. Oh, it's okay. I got extra room there. And that's the first thing that I want to do is get around, pull that arm out. And I want to do that by, I want to round it, but not too round. Flip. Now, where are we here? Oh, you get that light coming on. I mean, sunlight is good, but not in a carving. Let's get my V again. I want to get this pretty much in. and then take our chisel and do our power carving. Or you can take the knife, and it takes a while, however long it takes for you to round out the bottom like that. And what we're doing is we're rounding the bottom and pulling the hand and arm out at the same time. And again, like my last video, I am going to have to shut this down and get into a better position so the light don't. Because the thing I hate about the sunlight and doing stuff like this is not so much the light. Light is too bright, however you got too much shadowing. That's the worst part. I'll be right back. We're back. I still have a little bit of ambient light, but I think that will kind of go away. Oh, excuse me, after a while. Again, we're rounding. Same with here. We're going to round the back and the arm all at the same time. Again, this is basically designed as a high-speed, let's say, class or video. Try to get everything in a reasonable time. You can always shut the video down to catch up. But this is a very simple process right here. It's just, the process is simple. We round and bring the arms out at the same time. Like I said, I believe that this is a very easy carving. In order to bring the arm, we need our L tool away from the arm. I think I got too much into that. Oh, I took a hunk off. I think it'll still be all right. Same with here. L tool away from. Wait till we get over there. I still want to leave a little bit, even though it's square, I still want to leave a little bit there for extra room, extra 90% chance it'll get cut off, but I just want to leave it for now. And a little bit of a twist to it. And we'll be doing more turns to it later on. Like I said, I'm just power carving my way through this because I'm trying to get this all in a video, a respectable size video. And I'm just taking a lot of lumber off. I'll come back to clean it up later. I mean, there's a lot of cleaning to do, but like I said, I just want to power carve all this off of here. You still can use a knife, but I like to put a lot of extra English on the chisel to get more wood off quicker. Maybe one of these days when I carve stuff like this, I'll shut the video down and carve it and then show you. So you don't have to watch me do this, I suppose. I mean, I suppose a better carver would take clean pieces off all the time. That's what you're supposed to do. make it much cleaner. Use the L tool away from the arm. But I'll come back to it. I've been thinking, because they're still trying to do like clean cuts here. I wonder if I can bring this in just a little bit. Just a little bit more. Put my finger back in. This is a reasonably decent piece of wood. I think there's still a lot of hardness to it. Again, I'd like to save all the cleaning for later. Now I want to do the top a little bit. Now be careful with taking some of this wood. I've got to think to myself, because he's got a wide beard and wide hair, like not like so much like Santa, but you could probably do a Santa. Just kind of rounding it. It's more of a rounding than it is taking it back. See, like this. I'm going to save that. I'm just rounding. Yeah, here, so take the square out. Making all these bumping noises. Adjust the table legs so that be a little more sturdier. Define sturdier on a card table. I don't want to take too much off the shoulder. Now the shoulder is going to come in, so we'll be adjusting the hair again then. Geez, get rid of some of these things that make these really blocky sound. Did I do that? Yeah, there we go. Nope, not that much. Okay, boy, that's good exercise. That's my exercise for the day. Same with the back, we're just rounding. What is making that? What is the power of making that noise? I'm trying to forget. I mean, it's getting better. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Let me take the V here and fix this a little bit here. Or the L tool, pardon me, away from the hand. And then here, away from the hand. More into the beard. That's better. Okay, next thing that I want to do is I'm starting on the shoulder, which means we'll start in on the hand. And I would, again, another on the L tool, away from the hair into the shoulder, just starting, getting it started. Away from the beard, into the arm, into the shoulder, because the shoulder is going back, so that's when we want power into the shoulder. Over here, I just want to do a little bit of cleaning because it bugs me. Just a little bit. L tool away from the arm into the body. Okay, well, a lot of that is going to go away with this next. Now remember, the elbow is what's sticking out and the shoulder is going in. So I'll still use my power chisel here just a little bit. So in other words, the shoulder is out. Maybe you can skin it a little bit, but the shoulders goes in. This is one of the things I see a lot of people in their sandas, and they just don't put that shoulder in. Elbow out, shoulder in. And you probably can't see that too well. And we're going to come back to that more, but this is just to get started. This same here. Elbow sticks out, maybe just to touch it. Get the fur off of it. The saw fur. This isn't a rough out. It's a cutout, or a block of wood actually. And you can see a lot of this is starting to disappear. But we'll come back to that. One step and then got to come back. Maybe you have to come back again with the hair. Now it's the same with the hair here. No, I'm going to leave that there. I'll shape it. Well, there's a little more arm, so I just want to get bigger V in there. A little more deeper. Because we're getting close to getting all this power carving off. We can start in on the knife and shaping. Now the arm comes in a little bit. You can see this. See how the arm comes in? I'm going to be careful about not coming in too much right away. See that from the elbow to the forearm, or to the wrist. Just a little bit. Just to get it started. I think that's Hagrid making that sound. Same here, just away from the elbow towards the hand. We're just taking this sharpness off in there. And we are done with the power carving. I think I'll take the knife. I'm going to come back and take the knife and smooth things out. And take this off, and I think we're still good with the sun. Sun's coming. Actually, no, sun would be going. As it goes up, oh yeah, it would come in. Okay, I want to come back and do just a little bit of cleaning up. And I want to be careful, leaving some extra here for the pocket. But I want to just clean it up, start to clean up so it looks more presentable. Uh-oh, here comes Cat. Here comes Ethel. Just a little cleaning here. Ethel, who is the second cat to the first cat named Lucy. For all of you who are baby boomers, know what that means. Maybe a little bit of X might know what that means. Or people watch your Me TV or whatever. This is one of those, a lot of people, same with kids, it's like you have the first kid. And it's a really nice kid, and well, let's have another. And then you get the second one, and oops. Same with Ethel. Lucy was a really sweet cat. Ethel, you come to the door, she'll run underneath, and you can't touch her. She'll bite you, hiss and bite. But me, geez, she follows me around everywhere. It's really interesting how she's sitting there looking out the window, back away from me. It's like as long as I'm here. Oh, there she goes. She's bored. Good, she's bored. rounder and smoother, leaving some for a little bit for the pocket. Now it depends on how much you want to leave. If you want to put something in there, something in that pocket or something sticking out, maybe a dragon's egg. But depends on what you want. I'm just having a simple pocket. Or if you're going to do this as a Santa, keep that for the feet. A little extra wood for the feet. This is a Santa. Maybe you'll have a teddy bear sticking out. Now when I cut towards me, you'll notice I got this thumb here, so I'm not going like this. It's really interesting. The bad thing, I'm just rounding this off just to keep it getting closer, because what's going to happen is we're going to put all this extra dents in. I'll see about doing some more elaborate folds. Like I said, I wanted to keep this simple, and you can do a little more that you want. Just can round a bit now. Now we're going to go forward here. And look, that anomaly is mostly gone. All gone. Well, got some here. Well, better leave it alone. It doesn't matter. We're going to be painting this brown anyways. Still keeping the back. I'm going to bring the back in a little more later on, especially when I work the belt and, like the final detailing and stuff. Or not detailing, final big cuts as we're putting the detail in. Just leaving room for some detailing, and I think I went all the way around. I want to take some of that pencil mark off of there. The idea is to try to take as much of the saw marks off. Now it's the same. Let me put this here. Oh, the sun's coming. In which that one just a little bit. But I'm going to widen just a little bit like this. So that's only here. Now we don't have to widen it too much here. But we want to widen it here. In other words, keep as much as we can down here, but just pull it up towards the head just a little more. See, like this. And a lot of this is that even if we leave it like this and just put the beard in like this, would probably be okay. Again, putting a little twist to it. Again, you could use your chisel if you want. Extra twist, or bend, or turn, or concaveness. Same here. Take a little bit off, just a little bit. There we go. We don't want it too square. And we give it some of the final looks or something. Well, see, the head is nice and wide. I want just a little bit of this, just a little bit. Whoops. And then now let's take the rounding. You could tell his head is got a little too much on this side. Yeah, I'm going to put it towards me a little bit. I'm just cutting it. I'll be back. I'll be back. Is that a little better? It's a little better, but it's certainly not perfect. There we go. I think we still need, because of that, we still need more scoop here. Okay, we're just about ready to start putting detail in. Before I put Oh, we'll do. Let's move this over. Be right back. All right, we're back. And what I want to do is kind of commit a little bit to the hand. Another, not just too much detailing, but just enough to, oops, take the L tool away from the, and into the hand, away from the, what do you call it, the cuff, the sleeve, pardon me. And a little bit, I may have cut a little too much more. Let me see if I can fix that just a little bit more, but, and that's what I wanted to do, was to, no, I think this is better. Well, here, let's get the pencil in to see. Now again, now I kind of goof this a little bit here, get off kilter here. There we go. So let's figure this out while we're here. Now that the cuff, but are we going to adjust the cuff a little more? I think let's do that first. I guess if we're getting close to starting in the real detail here, this is one of the last laying, I would say the foundry, the work here to get started here. Yes, that's a good thing I did that. What I'm going to do is what I always do is put this in. I might need, in fact, I want to move it. I'm going to move this over a little bit. This is going to come this way a bit. So here, let's do some good cutting here. Is using the thumb on, and that makes cleaner cuts. We will be getting more into that. Again, I just wanted to get the chips to fly. And like I said, you use as much of that flat edge, even if you need to use the tip, as much of that flat edge as you can. Now this, I think, I can trim a little bit more of this off. And that's what a lot of this is you do, you cut this and then you do a little bit of adjusting here and a little bit of adjusting there. And then I would like to, because since the thumb is going to come out, therefore we need to take more off at the top of the sleeve. That's getting to be a little better. A little bit of rounding while we're at it. Now we might need to take some more off. Let's do some cleaning. Flat edge, and see how that comes right up like that. Now you could do that right away, but like I said, if you can want to take your time, a lot of time with it, then you carve that way. That is the better way to carve. But when it comes to trying to create a video and I want to put this at the most respectable amount of time, then I'm going to bring this up a little bit. Then I just want to take those chips off in there. A little bit more here. He does have kind of a baggy, some baggy clothing. And while we're here, I'm going to keep that for now. Have it really come out like that, but hopefully I don't get too wacky happy and carve that off. Let's do this side here first. Again, we want this to be as lowered as possible because the thumb is going to be sticking up more. And the same thing, let's see how we did here. Does that look great? And this is still going to come up some more. But let's do this. I'm going to put this in. Now you can do this with the knife. I just do this for the sake of just getting wood out of the way right away. And then I usually come back with the knife a little later. Oh, I'm doing it wrong. I was using the tip. Using too much of the tip here. And I think it's because of the angle. See, if I use the tip, try to use the flat part of the tip as much as I can. I'm still going to bring the shoulder up a little bit. And then I want to round this a little bit. I want to go straight down, or as straight down as possible, or reasonable. And again, let's round what we just did here. Just take that out of there, and we'll come back to this. Because to make it, we might have to take a little bit of that off to make it more uniform, but his hair is not particularly uniform. Okay, again from from the elbow to the wrist a little bit more here. And rounding a little bit at the same time. Whereas, round this a little bit. But again, we're going to take more of the top off. Oops. Okay, look at that power thumb in there. Now I'm going to have to come in here and move this over since I did that to the last one. I kind of wanted, well, anyways. And then let's round her off a bit. Bring the elbow out more and push the shoulder in. And maybe a little bit more of taking more off and cleaning it a little more. There. That's some good, nice Scandinavian cuts there. Flat plane cuts. But it's not flat plane, it's round. I'm just seeing the way the cut is. Oh, that's nice and clean. I like that. Now we're in the nice and clean stage. Maybe I think the reason why that's not sticking out, if we just do a little more rounding here. Okay, like I said, I don't want to particularly, I want to commit to the hand. We'll come back a little bit. I think I'm just going to have him have a mitt for right now. So to show that we got hands going here, and I think the hands might be a bit too big. No. And then I want to, well, here, let's do a little bit of cutting here, cutting here. And what I want to do is I want to round this at the same time as bringing it in. and then rounding it a little bit, just a little bit. Not too much. I want to do a little bit of cleaning here. Okay, and then come in here. Like I said, just committing to the hand. We're not going to get to it right now. We'll come back to it. Same here. A little bit cut here. Now we want to round this way and in. We got to take a little bit of this off here. And there we are. Rounding it and bringing it in a little bit. And then and of course we'll come back for more detailing and adjusting, but at least we're committing to the hand, and we'll come back to the hand. Now the next is putting in all the other things, but I think there's still a little more adjustment. I want to make a little more adjustment here. I think have it come in a little bit. I think we'll do that more when we do the belt, but just let's do a couple of cuts to get our bearings straight here. Just have the shoulder come in a little bit, or the back come in a little bit. Close to the shoulder. Get one more. And again, more detail when we get the back going. While we're at it, away from L tool, away from the arm, into the back. L tool away from the arm, into the back. And a little bit, now you're going up to the head. So deeper as you get closer to the head. Fast pace is what I'm doing. I'm trying to lost the word for half a second there. So we're pretty good right now. This is our thus far of the arm. Oh, let me twist it around. Is that same? Yeah, almost the same thickness or width. Pardon me. Arms come around. I think there'll still be a little more adjustment, and I think I can right now because the other arm has this. And still a little adjustment. So thus far, and I want to get into the head. And the first detailing, I do want to have the face because I almost want to say everything goes along the face. And let's see, what time is it? Okay, we got plenty of time. Now I still want almost a 90 degree. What's about a 70 degree angle? Oh no, the other way, not 90. The other direction. Let's do about 110 degree angle. 70 means sharp, pardon me. Now shape the head is a little more flat than it is up. Okay, let's compare. Now I want to try to make this a small face as possible. The smaller the face, that's reasonable, the more hair he has. And I mean by reasonable is that we don't want him to have a tiny head. Ah, too much at a bad angle here. How do I feel about this? Because what's going to happen, it's going to be sort of like this thing, kind of a Santa, but then his head, it's kind of flat, the hair, and it comes down like this, flat almost like a Santa. There's the Santa, and then this is not going to be a happy Santa mustache. This is a come down like this mustache. Watch the mouth, because we want to have some hair here. And again, a lot of this may disappear. I'm just trying to catch what it's going to look like before I make any kind of commitments. But I like that because the head is still respectable to the, just here to the face. I've done some of that wood chips. But there'd be a lot of hair because he's got hair coming out. A lot of hair, meaning a lot of hair on top. So we'll do the same thing here. Now this is going to be not a ho 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 Santa. This will be more of a an old world Santa kind of thing. Because we'll take this off, and that's what we're going to do with the eye and the nose. Later on, it's just like take this off. Careful, I don't take that nose out of there. We can always come back for more. And then I want to do a little bit of this. Still can do more. But when we put eyes in is when we'll do more. But like we're on the right track, so we're going to go like this. Eye line in, nose line in. And what I want to do is at an angle like this. Let me see, I think I better get closer. Let's get it closer, but I got to remember to bring it back because I got to do this on the table because this is a little bit of power carving here. And at this angle, to commit this. So it's going to be a little deeper on this end and shallow on this end. Same coming back. And we're going to meet that and get this chip out like this. And like I said, I got my Santa head carvings, but let's just do the same thing here. Now, he's, like I said, this is not a ho-ho-ho Santa. If it's a ho-ho-ho Santa, this is going to be much deeper and shallower, which would bring the nose out. But we don't want to do that. So, these, oh, sorry. Here. I think I may have took a little too much off on that first. Oh, there's plenty of wood. Yeah, there's plenty of wood there. So there, ignore that extra cut on the cheek there. We can fix that. And with that, oops. Now the other thing too is that we're going to take a round tool to that later on. So you don't have to get it. Well, it's not as good as how he's got. Just enough that we can put some dents in there, because a round tool is going to get in there and clean that up. Oops. And I'll put the mark in because we'll start. We want as wide a nose as possible because the thing is he's got a big nose, yes, but we can always take away. He does not have a narrow beak. So away from the nose, towards the nose. Don't fling that out of there. There. It's a 3-cut chip. Same thing away from the nose, but the tip is a little deep towards the bridge of the nose. And we come back like this, and don't fling that out of there. And then now you can, well, fling it when it's out of there, cut. Okay, I am going to have to, I could, let's widen it just a little, nope, just a little bit. Just in case if I get off the screen here. I want to try to adjust so this side looks like the other. Again, I don't have to do that. I just do that just to keep my bearings going. The nose, we do need to make the nose kind of uniform as possible. So it's that much less we have to futz with later. I'm going to get a right angle. So it's like a, what is it? What are the triangle there? What are the angles of a right? 45, 40, no. Oh man, my math is a long time gone. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Now this is getting kind of chippy, that's fine. Now what I want to do, well, I don't take this. I want to take it out just because it looks ugly, and you can adjust it as far as cleanliness, but as far as, oh, it's not as deep as yours, mine is not as deep as in the wood as yours, or whatever, maybe it's yours is too much, but we'll come back. Now I'm trying to remember the head, because the eyes are here. I'm going to try to get the hair just a little more down. And his hair, and I don't know if I did a good job. The top of the head, forehead, is how it comes from the forehead, comes out, and then back on the top. I'd like to do that. He has a lot of that. We'll be doing quite a bit of that, hopefully. Again, that's a do as I say and not as I do. If I slip and get to a little wacky-hacky, I just want to make sure that you understand what we're aiming for. And I do want to get that good mustache drawn in now. Is somewhat more sharper. I can round it. Because he has just this regular large mustache. Well, not large, just, you know, it's as long as the rest of the hair. Okay, here we get, as I want to have. Now this will be almost like a V. Instead of an L, we'll V this because we're going to take the forehead back. But we want the hair to come from the forehead out and then back. And the same thing here. Now we're going to go away from the face into the beard. And we'll round that a little later. Away from the face into the hair. Suppose I should have gone a little farther with this. So you had more to play with. Now a little bit. Now the mustache is, now when you get to the mustache will be away from the mustache into the beard, but when you get up here, just, you can use the V, just so it's equal on both sides. Away from the cheek. So you're starting, we'll get that around it a little more. Away from the mustache, oh, then bring it up to a V, so I'll take equal. Away from the cheek. I see one side has more cheek than the other. I think one side has more mustache. We'll fix that. And away from the mustache into the beard, but I want to stop here. Make sure, because we want just the bottom of the mouth. Again, it's easier that way to have just the bottom of the mouth instead of the top and the bottom. Okay. Now things are starting to come in. Now I want to go take a little bit here if that'll help. I don't think it did. The head is starting to get a little bigger than I wanted, but here's what we're going to do. I'm going to round this a little bit and ignore the cat. Now I just want to bring in a little bit of, the reason why it looks a little bigger, the head, is I want to take in the forehead and away from the cheek and come around and get some more cheek in there. That's better. It adds more character to his, well, here Hagrid is a very lovable guy. Whoops, get too much in there. Now same here is the opposite, so I want more cheek and less forehead. Now, careful about flinging. Don't want to take anything off the forehead. So I'm a little disappointed with this, is that I think I got too little cheek here. I think I might have to take from this, but we'll do the adjustments later. We need the mustache. I think if I bring the mustache down a little bit, let's bring that center line back. I think it is that we just have too much on that side instead of too little on the other. Let's cut that in. That's a little better. Bring this in just a little bit here. And we'll get that in the adjustments. And like I said, I want to do this and bring this down. I'll hopefully get a little more cheek. I don't think so. No, probably. And we'll just adjust that as we go. Yeah, we're getting there. The same here. Instead of cutting away is making this cheek smaller to fit the other one. And of course this cheek is a little higher. Just take a little bit off. That'll see, now with the adjustments it's getting there. Still kind of wacky right here. It's really it's really crappy right here. Well, ignore that because that's going to get cleaned. And I want to do the same thing with the side. Let's see, did I do that? Whereas from the cheek the hair comes up, over, and then out. And I got to remember that. But I do want to still take a little more adjusting here. I think his head is getting to be a little too round. Oops, I buried the tip. Again, I'll come back to the adjustment stage. See, it's interesting how we put the face in. Now we see how that rest of the head looks. There we go. That's getting the better. Little better. Now we'll continue on with the mustache. This way and this way. Just want to bring this in a little bit. Bring this in a little bit. All right. Now, getting with the eyes, like I said, I'm going to take the round tool to the eyes, but before I do, take a little bit of the nose off, but rounding it, and I want to go deeper here. Let's see if we can do this. I'm trying to get like a chip inside at the bridge. Actually, I don't have to, you know what? If you're going to use only the knife, then this is good, because I'm going to come back with the round tool. And a chunk of that is going to go away. But I think if we kind of get started with the knife, then it'll be easier for the round tool. And as we adjust the nose, all of a sudden the smaller cheek is starting to get bigger. Okay, we'll come back to the nose later. Okay, let's clean this. Like I said, I want to get to that, and then it's just a matter of pockets and belt and hand and feet and just little odds and ends. Again, I want to round this a little more. This is what we're at that adjusting stage. We put one detail in, and then one detail in, and then see how the rest of it around there fits. Not too much. Round tool time. All right, I am going to get my, I do not need my big, these are going to be number 11s. And, oh, I got my big number 11 out. That's what disappeared. I don't want the big one, I want the middle one. And the next one down. I'll keep them out. This is a number 11. Oh, about 8 mil. That's a number 11. There's the 11. And a number 11, what it does is you got the roundness at the bottom and then it comes up. So it's a flat edge and you can use that. I've used that several times, the flat edge. And what we're going to do is we're going to come around the nostril, and come down, twist like that, and an upside down smile, a grin kind of a thing. Clean, and then an upside, and then the smile here with the cheek. And there we go. Same with on this side. With the nostril, it's a 45-degree angle. Not straight like this, and not down like that, but 45, and come in and down. Same with here. Now it's going to be upside down. It's going to be a kind of a smile, and up and then down. Then it didn't come up good enough there. Well, let's get the smile, or this time it would be a frown. Then we want to do something like this, just a little bit of this. See how that comes in there? That dimple. Especially if you do the female carvings, you got to put that in. I still put that in most all. I mean, characters have something like that. Always have stuff like that. Whoops. And I do want to do a little bit of, bring the, oh God, my throat here. The brow line up a little bit, so he's not too angry. And when we put the eye in, we'll be doing more detail. Okay, with that, I want to leave that for now. And then we're going to get the smaller detail. This is the medium detail, as it were. We'll come back to the medium detail. I want to clean this a little bit so it doesn't look too ugly when I'm playing with it and you're looking at that. Take some of the uglies off. Ooh. Make sure I didn't spit on it. I think I had a little more too much saliva in that blow. Here's what we got so far. Now let's do this. It's just almost like the female nose. And we're going to come up. And when you do this, it's at an angle up, not straight down. That's better. Just, no, I got to stop. I'm going to start detailing. I don't want to detail right now. So that's where we're at right now. Well, that cheek is a little too sharp. Just taking some of the uglies off so we don't have to keep looking at it. Let's get to the hand. All right, what I want to do is hoping to put, I mean, you can have a hand like that. I think that thumb is kind of screwy. What I want to do, oh, there it is I want to put, I like this hand better, is try to put the thumb down more. You know, this way more, not this way. And so, let's put the real hand, let's put the hand in, where's the thumb? I'm going to do this. Let's see how the 4 fingers look. Actually, I shouldn't have round this. That's kind of dumb of me to rounding. It shouldn't be. Now the thumb would be up a little bit this way and down this way. Now, that's if he's got his thumb up. I'm almost thinking it'd probably be just good enough, because I just don't have as much wood to have it come out more. I probably should. No, I didn't. So we're just going to have to continue this. Thumb up like this. So that's almost, that would be a good mitten hand for Santa. But the hand is relatively straight. That's why I put the roundness in, is because I'm thinking of Santa. And what's going to happen here is this. I'm drawing this in. There's the middle. This is four fingers here, so there's a center line. And then it's going to come down like this. Not round, but this is straight. This kind of rounds a little bit. Same here. This might round for the forefinger. Come down a little bit, and you'll notice that the ring finger is longer than the index finger is. So this is straight. Oh, eraser's coming out of there. Because then I want my end, okay, index to middle, ring to middle, or ring to pinky. Now I want to put the fingers in first, and we'll adjust the sizes of them as we go. I just want to kind of clean this a little bit here, because I want that straight. Is what we want. Same here on this side. I want this more straight and not rounded like a mitt. Okay, next is V. Where's my V? Now that I got all my round tools out. Oh, V. I'm going to take a quick separation here. I want to do one of these. And then I want to do one of these this way and get it kind of deep. Same here. And then get a deep, instead of an L tool, away from the thumb. There, now we got it pretty much started. And then we'll come back with the knife. Can't get my V in there. We'll come back with the knife with that. Now I want to put the fingers in first. I always like to start with the middle finger, or the middle and ring, and then I can adjust a little bit. I think the pencil mark is off by a little bit. I think that, I got the ring finger, or the index finger, is a little thinner, but we'll come back with the knife. Same here. This time, just in the center there. There, that's what it should have been. And then here to the pinky. Now I want to do this little chip. This little chip as flat as you can, instead of using the tip. Flat tip. Okay. Now I want to get in here. I want to get in here. Flat tip as best I can. Flat the tip. And then see if we can finish the cut. I'll have to do, I want to get clean up in detail. Clean up. I'll get into that right now. Oh, get out of there. That's what I hate. I just want to move on. Careful, don't bend the tip. Flat, flat. or the edge, pardon me, not flat, edge. That came out all right. Now we'll do the thumb. When we do the thumb is going to go in towards, let's bring this out a little bit here. Pull this out, but the thumb is going to get closer to his body. There we go. Make sure I'm in. Jeez. When I get carried away, I don't pay attention where I'm at. We'll come back to detail, or rather not detail, adjusting. We're in detail right now. Same with this. It's best to do both hands at the same time, basically. Now, except when we get to the fingers. We'll do all 4 fingers on one and 4 fingers on the other. It's just that you just want to make sure the hand is uniform to each other. You don't have it like what I did with this one here. You'll notice I maybe didn't pay attention where the one on our right is smaller than the one on our left. I mean, it could be that way. He just simply has his coat over his hand more, but all right, let's get, oh, here, sorry, the thumb. We want to bring the thumb down towards his coat, his body. And we'll wait till, well, that does look pretty bad in there. When we come to cleaning up, we'll get in there. Okay, let's get the, I want to say the separation of the fingers. Make sure the camera's still going good. Now I want to get more on the index as I come about a 20-degree angle this way, and then a 20-degree angle this way, and 20-degree angle this way. So in other words, away from the top finger. Now, well, the bottom finger, which is now the top finger, we go towards, or not away from, I'm sorry, towards. And so we make this chip. I guess I'll take a little bit more off on the middle finger. And I think I made a good fix. Same here, so away from the top finger. Let's do that again. About 20 degrees. Away from the top, which is away from the middle. Or towards, I'm sorry. Towards the ring finger. And then we flip it over. And 20 degrees towards the pinky. Ooh, I may have cut off a little bit more there, careful. 20 degrees away from the ring, or towards the ring. 20 degrees towards the middle. And let's clean this up just a little bit. Okay. So I am seeing the possibility of one hand being bigger than the other, but as long as it isn't too small, I'll make the adjustment. The idea, when you make 2 things at the same time, look at the smallest one, you fix that so it's right, and then you make the bigger one fit the smaller one. And I think that doesn't matter. I think that maybe it's an optical illusion. No, it is probably optical. And what I want to do is, okay then, in that case, chip, chip. This is a 4-place chip, so we're taking a, so make a diamond chip. Now be careful you don't take those tips off. We're still doing some adjustments. You know, size adjustment. Don't fling. I just want to start separation. Now here, this is the pinky's going to come in quite a bit. Okay, now here's the thing: is you could have done this first. I like to do this at this point in the time with the fingers. Is now I want to, well, first I want to shorten the pinky a little bit. And what's going to happen is I want that pinky, I want to use that wood, that extra wood on the pinky. Now you shorten it. And like a lot of people like to do the planes of the hand first. And that's fine, but then what happens every time I do it, then the planes, as I get to the fingers, then I start losing that plane. So then, and I'm going to use that wood by, be careful, little chip at a time. Don't be pushing down too hard. And I want that pinky to separate from the ring finger. That adds a little extra to it there, because sometimes you want to leave that. Now I'm going to add a little bit of the planes with that. Same here, the planes. Same here, the plane is at the tip of the finger. Tip. Careful we don't take off too much more than we need here. And I just wondered if, I think I'm going to have an extra, just a little bit of wood to separate that pinky a little bit from the hand. And do a little bit of roundness and taking pencil marks off at the same time. Be careful you watch the grain of the wood. And the roundness of the hand, roundness towards the hand. We do that on both sides. Taking, like I said, the roundness and taking the pencil marks off at the same time. Careful when you get to the end of this tip. Like, it's better if you do it this way, because when you get to the end of that tip, you might chip that little that last knuckle off, and you don't want to do that. Rounding the hand a little bit at the same time, taking, because I want to round it this way towards the, oops, at this angle I thought that was a pencil mark. But then taking the pencil mark, and we got one more detail after this. I want to make sure this is all done, and there's all kinds of details or adjustments. Like I might want to, later on you might want to do some undercut. We'll do that later. See, like this, because when you do an undercut underneath, we'll do that while we're here. And it adds that extra shadow. See that shadow? Be careful because I'm going towards the tip, so it's about a 10-degree one way, 10-degree angle down, and then this is flat. And make sure you don't take, and then go right here. Don't fling that. And that's going to be the same with around here, is taking that extra shadow that just lifts it up, lifts up the hand. And we could do that all the way around too. So, one thing I want to do with the hand, one more thing with the hand is I want to do this, little chip, a little chip, little scoop, just a little scoop like this. Little scoop on the first knuckle, little scoop on the second, adds to it. Bring it around, a little scoop here. Careful going towards it. If you have to go in, might have to go in. No, I think I'm good. And then any other little cleaning up and adjustments. Same here, the little tip. Scoop, just a little scoop. It adds. Make sure I'm in, because every time I'm upside down, it brings it closer. A little scoop, and it gives the knuckles. It shows the knuckles a little bit. Now you can put a little more scoop in it, but I just be careful. Again, a little more. That'll be done in the cleaning up process. Because I keep picking at it, I'll end up taking the finger off. His or mine. Okay, other than in adjustments, I might bring the thumb back a little more. But I just want to move on for the major details, major detailing. Make sure I don't get to the point where I screw it up. So stop right there. Taking some more pencil marks off. Okay, I want to get into the pockets and everything else. Now he has a separation. Let's pencil in the separation here of the coat. And I want to make it so, oops, well, that's still okay, even though it's a slip. I'm up with that foot, oops, another slip, but that's not a good slip. The foot here, get that base line in there, so center line, I mean, sorry. And it's going to be kind of enough, just I can't get a straight line. But I want to make it a little extra wood because we will be taking that off, and this comes here and then down. Now this one here is like straight down. This one here will be just a little wider to add a little character and continuous. This one is straight and over. This one is wider. A little extra character. Mostly doing the penciling right now. Okay, let's start doing a pocket. Make sure the top line of the pocket is about the same-ish. Let's just make squares for now. How does that fit? I think I want this to go back farther because I still got the belt coming in. So I'll favor this one. And this one you got to really watch for. Hopefully you got that right. And then we can maybe put the roundness in there, but at least a square. And like I said, while we're here, let's put the belt in. Let's round it a little bit. There we go. I did not round it. We'll put a triangle to it. I left that a little too square there. Generally, it would go down more. I think I did have it coming down more. I should, instead of it swaying. But I'll just take it for the sort of a fun sway, I suppose. Or, nah, I suppose I better just a little straighter. If it's more straighter, then let's bring it back over here. There. Pockets seem good. I'll just do this little extra like this. And then a little bit like this. Same here. I think this one goes out a little bit more. A little bit of roundness to this. Same here. I think these might be bigger than what I got, but that's fine. Okay, well, we got this. I want to do this now instead of going in the back because I want to get this so we don't lose the pencil marks. But this thing needs to start with a V and come around. And, oh, before I do that, let's do the belt first, because we might have to bring that in a little bit. I'm not sure. But use the L tool away from the belt. Oops, I think I took a little bit too much belt off on the top. Of L tool away from the belt. There, I think I fixed it. I do want to do all the V detail first. And then come back and clean. Now here I think we're good. If I were to take this down a little more this way, then we'll have a little more wood there, a little more meat. So away from the, So it's a good thing we did that first. Away from, the reason why I did that is because this belt is generally higher than just about the rest that's around there, except maybe the foot. So the highest thing has to be looked at first, and then away from the coat, and be careful to get close to the fingers. There we go. A little more, just in case if I wonder what the heck is that. And away from the foot. Same here while we're here, away from the foot. Away from the foot. And then here we'll just do a V. Now here, this way. Away from the coat. Away from the coat. I'm going to take my V and just take a little bit of that out of there. The flat edge of the V, but I'll come back a little later. And while we're here, like I said, I want to get away from the pocket. Away from the pocket. The L2 away from the pocket. Now this is going to be round. And away from the pocket. Same here, away from the lid of the pouch. Towards the pouch. Because then it'll still bring this out. So if if he has a little bit of something in the pouch, he can. Oh, geez, I'm making a lot of table noise here. Okay, away from the pouch. Now away from the pouch. Carefully don't get into that belt. Away from the pouch. Away from the, there we go. There we go. We got, you can take tools and start cleaning that up. But the thing is, I just want to keep going with the detail in here. Flip her over. Now, where is the belt is where the hand is, because, like I said, we don't want to deal with the buckle. Or you can if you want. Again, have the hand doing something else. Put the buckle on. See, he's got a nice hunch. But we're going to come back to that hunch. And so, therefore, the belt will be here. Oops. And here. Now, let's be conscious about this, in which I was not the last time. Let's put this in first. We'll put that crease in, that separation in first. Center line. How does that fit with this center line? That's about right. And what's going to happen is there's going to, now we're still going to look at the belt loop here and here. And what's going to happen is this is going to open up and it's going to close at the belt. And it's going to be closed at the belt, but it's going to open up. And this one, again, some sway. This one has more sway. This one is more straight down. Okay, now there's the buckle. Now the buckle. There's the loop. Now the loop goes above the belt. Make it as wide and long as you want. But what we want to do is put another one in, but as close to the arm as possible, because we want to give the impression that the coat is closed. A little bit here. I think it's going to go in the arm here. So there's that. It's kind of relatively centered. Doesn't have to be totally centered. Now, here's what we're going to do. Is we are going to, let's see, what are we going to do here? What are we going to do? Okay, let's start with away. No, it's away from, because it's going in. So therefore, away from the coat. Oops, I didn't want to do that, slipped. I want to get right to the loop. away from the loop. I think we'll fix that. Away from the coat into the belt. Into the belt. And then what I want to do, while I have this, is just give an extra clean up with the edge of the V. So like while we have it, now I think I'm going to have to get in there with a knife. All right, same here, but the belt is what's showing. The belt is what's above. So away from the coat into the belt, away from the coat into the belt, away from the loop into the belt, away from the loop into the belt, and let's see if we can use the V flat edge as a flat tool. Now we can come in with a knife and get more detailing. All right, same here, away from the into the belt, away from the coat, into the belt, away from the coat, into the belt, away from the loop. Same there, and then use the flat edge, and I'm sure we'll use the knife, but it's nice to get kind of it started or close to done. That little chip out of there. Okay, there'll be quite a bit of adjustments. Here, I think I can get in there. Just get it a nice scoop. Get it started. Now, what we want to do is just a very away from the coat, but it's very thin cut. That's why I left that. It's a kind of a thin cut, just to show that the belt is on the outside. The belt is holding on to the coat. The belt is holding on just a little bit, just a little bit. Just sort of a hint. And we don't care that maybe, well, we'll adjust later. One belt loop is bigger than the other. We can adjust that, but it's just, this is an old coat. Just a little bit. To the point that this would probably be enough. We're done with this area, with that loop. But we do have to come in here. We've still got to make some adjustments. Oh, we got a little too much on that. Oh, I got to go a little bit here because I got close to the belt. Okay, I'm going to add just a little bit. Now here, still away from the outside coat into the inside. Is it undergarment? Or I don't know how this works, because that's going to go inside the belt. That your L tool, knife. Now I want to get that nice and cut here. It's not so much of a clean, but adding to it. Again, I might need to make some more adjustment on his upper back. Now take the knife, because we want this to go inside the belt. And inside the belt, and we'll come back and do the undercutting a little later. Almost getting it started, but I still want to make sure we got details first. Same here, away from the coat, upper coat into the lower coat. And this one's going almost straight down. But this one come back, this almost has a nice extra curve to be, add a little extra, and then like I said, take the take the flat part of the V, kind of help it out a little bit. Now again here, the belt is above. We might have to do something like this. Just taking, oh boy, taking that chip out of there. And then bring this down a little bit. Okay, while we're here, let's take the pencil marks off. Oops. Sorry, Hagrid. He can take it. Now here's what I want to do. I don't know what comes first. Which chicken and which egg comes first. But we'll do this. Let's do a little, we'll start with the undercut. And careful, you're going to go in if you have to do this many times to get this nice very undercut. Careful, get the finger out of the way. Very deep. It's not so much deep. We're not so much creating a shadow, which we will, but we do want to separate the coat right here from the bottom, from the back. Same here, way deep. Undercoat, under the coat. Get in there. Again, we want to get much more under there. It's not just so much for shadowing. Now let's do that. Let's take a little bit of this. Let's see if we are careful and dig a little more. Get out of there. All right, well, again, more in the cleanup stage. And so what I did here was I took one of my round tools. Now we can do this all the way around, but I just want to do it just at this point here. I got a biggie. Where's my big 11? Oh my goodness, 25 mil. That's an 11 that big. You can use just about any tool to round it. This makes it a little bit easier. Oh, it's wrong direction. Oh no, it's just right. We're against the grain, away from the grain. And like I said, I use a lot of times on the 11s, it's use this flat edge right here. Now you can use any tool until you get this. I want to keep working and working, and so that there, so that this tip is the farthest up. There's no flat. There's no flat here. Same with this side. Now again, you can take knife, chisels, whatever that you have to keep doing over and over again to have a big tool like this. And you don't have to. It comes in handy having a big tool. I usually use this more of as a rough out tool. But once in a while it does help in other places. And like I want to try to make the edge is the sharpest part of the coat. It's the sharpest. I'm using that flat edge. Same here for a little bit of cleaning up. And again, get more and cleaning up, I'm sure we can probably do even better. I think I got really deep here, and it wasn't as wide, I suppose. There it is. Yeah. So, more detail in there, same over here. Just a little, like I said, I want the flat edge of the 11, or if you just got like a number 5 that you can get. I got a smaller 5. I could have done that. And again, same with up here more. You want to get deeper. Oh, that's right. I forgot to check the. Ooh, I forgot to check. Hopefully, I don't have to redo. I still want to come in a little more here. But it's still, I think I still keep that roundness. And again, this is when I would take my little detail knife. And again, I want to get not so much to create a shadow, but actually create like it actually is lifted. It is lifted there. Uh-oh, the kids are home. Their neighbor kids, probably for lunch. Do they really still go home for lunch? All right, there we go in the back. Take pencil's mark off again. Get back to cleaning up and fixing. But that's generally, I want to say generally it, other than cleaning up and, like I said, I got to get in there. Let's get in there. Let's see if I can get in here. Tip. Tip deep. Tip deep. Tip deep. Okay, well, I may have gotten a little too deep, but we still can put some black paint. And then when you do, this is what I'm going to do in my cleaning up. Extra detail is, I'll just do it to this one here, just use nice sharp, clean, because we want the belt, we want the coat to hang over. Well, I might as well do it to all of them. And you could, I don't know what you want to do with the belt. I would probably leave it as is. Sometimes Santa belts, I would add a little extra ding to it. And again, this is going to be kind of more rounded. Oops, I might have taken too much off. Rounded and going in. And then pull this like this. See right there, that's what we're going for. Now this thing, I'll just do a little bit of clean here. Because I can see that one part of the belt seems to be wider than the other part of the belt, so I'm gonna have to come back to that. Let's do it here, might as well. Now this should be wider. Underneath, just a little bit of wideness. And this I want it deep. Oh, get in there, come on. Don't you just hate that? You think you got it all the cuts. How come it's not coming out? Now a little bit of roundness for the top. A little bit of roundness here. And a little bit of roundness here. And a little bit of this. Same here. This has got to really widen. some out of there. And again, we want to make it so that's in there, and then round this a little bit. Pencil marks off. Well, again, other than cleaning up, like I said, I want to keep moving along here. Now, what I want to do is, while we're in the back, like I said, we're going to do this for the sake of shadowing. Okay, and cleaning, and a little bit of wrinkling. Oh, I'm getting into the front. I want to get back to the back here. I want to finish the back so we don't have to come back, or if we do, it doesn't. And what I want to do is put one of these, my usual, signature dents in there. Sometimes I do two. Just a little bit of this to show wrinkle. Let's clean this up a little more so we don't have to come back too much for it. I mean, we're going to go an overall cleanup and inspection and all that, but let's get the major stuff out of here. Get out of there. Okay, same here. It's white nuthatch o'clock. One of these, maybe an extra one for good measures. One of these. So other than some cleaning up and adjustments and what have you, the back is pretty well. Well, of course, we got to get to the hair. Let's clean this a little bit over here, round it a little bit actually, while we're here at the back. Let's make this still a little more rounder. See here, a little more rounder. Oh, we still got some saw marks left here. All right. Okay, I want to start walking. You know, what I want to do is take a break. You take a little bit of a break. I'll be right back here. Let's do a thus far. Like, here's the back. Don't mind the little fuzz, the little boogers and stuff like that. And I think I'm going to make that a little deeper to be more interesting. I see a little bit of sunlight just starting to pop in. Now, like I said, I did the V, but we're going to clean that all out. And as soon as this is cleaned out, we're going to get into the hair and then the eyes, and that would be getting there. But there we go for now. Be right back. Okay, we're back all charged up, ready to go. And I did to take a little bit of liberty of trying to make this more, more rounded, or take some of that off. But the other thing that I want you to notice is we want to bring the face out a little more. Where's my knives? Here we go. Get that face and cheek out. But if I was smart enough, I put the stop cut in first. Let's get that face out. Okay, do a little bit of rounding because I did kind of break into that. Okay, here. That's better. I do need to bring this out a little more. Actually, bring this in a little more. Pardon me. There we go. More, maybe a little more scoopy. Now, generally, the skull and head is that it come kind of at this angle, but the fact that he's got this wild hair, it's hard to tell really that shape. I mean, if this was like, you know, any other person or cowboy with his hat off or whatever, it would be kind of this kind of an angle. Now I'll try to do a little bit of it because I want to bring this down a little bit because I need the front needs to come down a bit. But again, keep in mind his hair is wild. Okay, I think when I put the hair in and beard in, I think we'll be able to fix the rest as we go. So here's what I want to do, pencil. Now, one thing that I noticed there really is, especially again if you use this as a Santa Claus, this huge separation right here between the beard and the hair. A lot of times I mesh the two together as one, but this gives a little extra character. So what's going to happen is the hair is going to come down and be a little wide. And now for the hair, we'll go a little bit like this, and the beard will go just a little bit like this. So we'll have this separation here, as you can see right there. Same on this side. Come down. Hair kind of goes out, beard comes in. Maybe not as much. And we'll start with that. Now I'll use the V tool. Again, it just helps take some of the lumber away. This would be a V, not my L. I mean, you could probably use the L tool towards the beard and away from the hair, or vice versa. Actually, it's more for the beard and against the hair. Okay, let's do that. But here I want to do the V first, like I did, and try to make this fit or be exactly the same as the other side. Oops, careful there. Looks like the dragon kind of bit into his teeth there. So yeah, there's the beard, there's the hair, and now a little bit, like I said, I want the beard to come out. Oops, just getting another nip from I keep giving him nipped by maybe the hippogriff or something. Okay, now I don't want to take the knife. I do want to really separate this, the hair from the beard. Careful. Turn. Cut. Separate the chip. Oops, am I still in? You know, yeah, I gotta. There we go. If I'm here, when I'm upside down, I have to just remember to pick this up. Trying to get that clean cut because you want the edge of the knife. That's better, but it doesn't matter. It's gonna be unclean after we get into the beard. Oh, what is it? It is mockingbird o'clock. It's very rare. I think we do once in a while get a mockingbird up here. But we get the catbird and we get the brown thrasher, which have almost the same song. Okay, let's get this over here. Shaping. I think I'll have to come back later. Now I want this to be rounded a little bit. Now, the thing that's different is I think the head might be a little bigger. I think it is a little bigger than it should be. What would happen? Well, it's okay because I gotta come in here and I can get rid of those knife marks by making it a little smaller. All right, I go a little smaller, good. Let me take a little bit of this off. We're going to be coming back to the face. When we do the eyes, we'll redo all of this and fix all that. I'm just getting carried away here. I'm just feeling what it should look like. Dig down to bring the cheeks out because we got the hair to do. Just got started with this, but I guess what I do is sometimes something just don't look right, and I just gotta hit it, even though I'm on something else. But we'll come back. All right, but now let's put the mouth in. Looks like he's got a mouthful of crackers there. Be in here. Or you can take the round to a small round tool, probably be better. A lot of people do that. Once in a while, I'll do that. Here, let me get this fixed here, and let's get some licorice out of his mouth there. Oh. let's fix the mouth here before we, like I said, I want to try this. What's a nice smaller one? Some do something like this, and I do this once in a while. It's a small number 11 or number 9 will do. And you round that. Let's do that. See, it's a little more rounder. Ignore this part. We'll fix that. And it's the underneath. Maybe a little more, but okay, knife, clean first. This kind of bugs me a little bit. Okay. Knife. Let's see if we can do this. Knife straight down and deep. See that deep? That's how deep it is. Hands off. Oh, you don't take it off. I'm just showing you how deep it is by taking my hand off of it. So super deep. There, that's how deep it is. Now this is where you have to be careful and not breaking your tip. As you round it. So it's a round, kind of a round bottom chip. And again, when it comes to cleaning up, I will use my detail knife to make that deeper. And like I said, you want that, the hole in the mouth, otherwise it'll just look like a dog with its tongue hanging out. And I've learned that the hard way. Okay. Like I said, we'll do this more in the cleanup, but the hair, putting the hair in might pretty well take care of it. I still want because it shows his head going forward. I want his head to be a little forward. There, we're getting there. Okay, here's what I want to do, kind of the cheat. I don't want to say the word cheat. Which tool should I use? Let me see which one would be the best for the hair. Now, what I usually do, and sometimes I use the knife, but I'll come back with the knife. I want to come in with the V tool, and I got a much bigger V here. Was that in the camera there? And it's got a round bottom. It's just a large V. And come on, there we go. Better. Because it's a matter of, here, let me get that out of there. Now we want, see his hair, it's like, see how the hair is moving, so it moves this way and comes back. And it does do this, as well as this. That's the only time I really need the pencil. See how the hair comes back and down, back and down, and it goes back. Really don't need much more, but the main thing is, as long as you understand it, bring this close to me. Oh, geez, I think I've got to bring this closer to me here. Are we in there? Okay. And I want to be careful I don't go so far and hit the face. I gotta get that get back and do this. Be careful. I got my thumb. Now this is just the first round. And as we do this, I didn't do it the first couple times, as we zigzag, and because there's a lot of, this is kind of a hard wood. I think I mentioned that it's kind of somewhat hard. And kind of turn it a little bit. And this is kind of setting the precedence to it. Yeah. See, I can do this what's on my lap. It's kind of hard to do this in front of the camera. Be careful, get to the face here. Okay, so I'm just setting it here. Now while I'm up here, I'm going to do more, just a few of these. Down here, do a few more, and try to weave it a little bit. Okay, see, this is kind of a round tool. You notice the V, it's kind of more of a round tool. Now I'm going to do some crossings. To show that it's getting bedraggled here. Pencil marks off, but probably doesn't matter because it's going to be black here. Okay, now I want to do this. And I'll have to come back with an easier tool, because I want to do a little bit of this with this tool. Some straight, a little curve. Carefully, don't hit the digits there, the fingers. And do a little bit of crossing. All right, that'll get me started. Some crossings up on top. Okay, that got me started with this. I mean, you could probably leave it like this, but I'm going to get more into it. All right. Let's see about where's my V, my regular V, and I'm just going to do some crossings, but make sure I stay kind of in the same way here. See, now it's starting to get bedraggled, and not only that, more sharper. Take some of the roundness off of it. even though like a lot of Santas, you might want to make round cuts. I've been doing that lately, using round tools for the beard. Let's do some cross cuts here. See, his hair is starting to look a little bedraggled. Careful with the face. Okay, let's get the beard going here. Careful we don't hit that bottom lip. Get in here. Get in here. We're going to have to clean that. We're going to clean the fingers. And then let me take this out of here. Oh, geez, where are you? You didn't miss much, it just still as if you did. I don't remember, I don't know if you did, but now the beard or mustache. Careful you don't dig too deep and take too much off, but it's still some cross cuts here. Okay, that's as far as, oh no, it was one more step. If you want to do this, you can leave it like that, you know, each step. But once in a while, first let me take care of this here. That's bothering me. Is if you want to do this, every once in a while you do something like this. And get this in here. There it is. I might want to get the V in there some more. Got to round that off a little more. If you want to put some in there, cuts in there, but we'll come back a little later here. That head started to get a little funny there. Let me put this in. It's starting to look a little funny here. Well, I'll just keep doing some adjustments later. I want to keep just just want to move on to the next. I want to get into the eyes. We'll do the eyes. All right. Oh, excuse me. Just came back from lunch. So let's get into the eyes. We're going to set it a little better here. And I want to get a little more deeper. That's the thing that we're missing. It's a little too shallow. Out of here. And I'll have to clean up the nose a little later. Now the cheek, I want the cheek to kind of turn that way a little bit. Instead of being straight out or straight forward, I want it a little bit turned this way. Almost about a 30-degree angle away. Same with on this side here. Careful. The nose might still be a little too big, but we'll adjust that later. Okay, here's what I want to do. I'm going to get the tip of the knife and scoop in here like this. In. It is kind of a V cut, or chip cut, pardon me. Because we want that deep right there. And just a little bit for it, just to help. I mean, we can do this after the eye, but I just want that to help a little bit. It'll help. And when we do the face, that's when we'll come back and fix the hair as the hair goes into the face. Okay, we're going to do the eye right now. But what I need to do is I got to run and get my visor. But here we are right now. I think we got maybe a little too much forehead. Again, we can adjust that after the eyes get in, but just gonna help me see things through here. Okay, let's do that again. Still a little too much forehead, but I'll take it off later. This is what we got so far. And when I go, I'm gonna get my visor and then come back. We'll put the eyes in. The eyeballs in. Okay, got my visor on. Let's make sure we can do this. Okay, so if I would be doing here. Okay. And as I've said before, and it will happen again, is that I will be bumping into the camera. I need my detailing knives like I just did right there. Okay, let me clean this a little more. A little more of a scoop. Get back down in the nostril, or bridge of the nose. Now I want to do this right away here. Cut this here along the cheek, along the nostril, along the nostril, make sure it's the same, That might as well work on the nose right now is working on the eyeball. Bring this in so we can bring the nostrils out a little bit. Now I'm not going to make this too overly realistic. The nose and the nostril. I just want to come in to bring that nostril out. Let's bring that back here. What happened here? Now the nostril will be like here and here. And what we're going to do is cut here and here. Outside first, then inside, and there's the nostrils. Oh, while we're at it, a little bit of this, twist here, and twist here. There. A little better. Okay. Last chance to do a little bit of adjusting for the eyes. A little bit cleanup on the cheeks later, but oh, where's my brush? That doesn't really help that much. I keep forgetting to put a better brush in. All right, I'm going to take a pencil. It's going to be, I'm going to try the mechanical, was going to try the mechanical pencil. Okay, let's get up in here for the umpteenth time. Like I said, if I don't do a good job this time, I've got plenty of wood carving videos of Santas, and I've got the Santa on the bust, and I've done the eyes, so I've done eyes several times, but I'll go through it again. But before I do, I see something that's not right. That's my other, I need to bring this in a little more. That'll help me. There, a little more square. Just a little bit square, but okay, I'm going to do this. Oops, where do you think you're going? I'm going to do this and this. And bring this over. Now his eyes will be wide because he's a good guy. He's a happy guy. And just a little bit here and there, and down on this side and then back up. I think that little something got away, and so here we go. Take my knife tip and draw what I drew in with the pencil. This is, remember, a little dip here, and then it's going to go straight to that corner. Same here. Draw, and then come down. And here, this is going to go straight down away from that corner. Now we go up to the corner. And now, push, push, push. Because what we're going to do is we're going to keep cut a little chip, and that little chip will be the beginning of rounding the eye. It looks like one eye might be a little bigger than the other. That's okay, because usually that's what it is. I'm going to take that little chip out. Swing around, take this chip out. I'm a little concerned about this eye. Kind of looked like it was going to pop. And now I'm just going to cut just the top a little bit and then down. Because we want, take that out of there. Oh. We want this part of the eye sticking up high. You see that? Let's see where I got to see. Where are you? Oh, there you are. You see, this part here is the highest, and then it goes down. Is what we want, because that's what the eyeball does. Let's finish this cut. Let's finish this cut, or chip cut. Let's get gun again. We go up first, and then we come from there, from the top, we go down. When I tell you to go up, it means from the bottom up, and then go down, it's from the top down. Because if you don't want to have it as a round ball where the roundness or the height is right here. You want the height on top, and I think I have to adjust for this one here. Make this eye a little bigger. And that's basically what it is you're rounding the ball. There. This one might be a little too square-ish. Too square-ish. Yeah, it is. A little more rounder. There we go. And this here, you got too much of a valley here. I'll take my thinner knife and see if that'll clean it out or round it a little better. That's rounded pretty good. And I don't know if there are any more adjustments with that, but okay, now I want to take a smaller V. This one here, my little flex cut. It's a smaller V, and we go up. Where are you? Up and around and down. Here, up and around and down. Now this eye takes a lot of practice for me, because I'd get this eye perfect, and this one would be too square, or too much of a straight line. Now Hagrid, he's an old guy. So it's about a 10 degree one way, flip it over, same 10 degree, but it's going to go in another direction, in the opposite direction, and those two cuts are going to meet. And I'm going to clean it, didn't work out. We'll get that out of there. That didn't help much. And you'll see how that adds a shadow in the eyelid to compare the two. I mean, we could leave that if you want to, but I like to have that extra old man shadow. Now, if you carve the ladies, is usually use a very small V, close to the eyeball, and you don't do this. You don't cut into the forehead like this. And again, this is a good Santa eyelid. You need to come down a little bit here. Okay. Take a half second and look here. Now I want to take a smaller, I could use the other knife, and you could either use a round tool like a number 9 and do this, but I like to actually like to do it when I have that other knife in hand. And this is for the bottom lid. And this is a little scoop. Brings that eyelid out. Then one more thing is you want one of these. You take the knife, make sure you're looking here. You keep bringing this along and take cut there. And you cut up to that chip, and it has that little extra there. Same thing. And there. Now forehead. You want to cut a little bit of this. Like I said, the forehead is too much. Now I want to do one of these. Let me pencil it in. Kind of this kind of a thing. It'll bring the eyebrow up. And you go away from the eyebrow, and because what you're going to do is you're going to take this cut that's away from the eyebrow, and it's going to meet, and then you're going to come up with the bridge of the nose. All right. Now, there's the start. He kind of looks like he's angry. But you're going to cut this right here and up, and it brings the eyebrow up a little bit. Now you can either leave it at this part here, or you can kind of round it by lifting this up just a little bit. Lift this up just a little bit. A little less angry. And now what we're going to do is scoop right here. Oh, I should do this side first. And so I can show you. And then bring this out. Well, both sides. You see that eyebrow? Comes right up. Again, you can trim that a little bit to make it less angry, unless you want him to be thinking. It's also the thinking look. And then I want to kind of cut a little bit here. And cut a little bit here. You can probably use a chisel to do that. And there you are. Now, this is got sort of a caricature face because he's got a lot of eyebrow, but that's okay. We want that eyebrow bone because then we take our small V and go about a 45-degree angle away. 45-degree angle away. Then we take the knife and clean it just a little bit, depending on how bushy you want it. And there it is. I think that's as far as I want to go with the eye. Nose needs just a little bit more here. There. Get that little eye booger out of there. Right, there we go. In fact, that is mostly the face. But what I want to fix that, I do want to fix that here. Okay, hair. Let's see if I want to take the knife and come in this way. Come in into that. See how it comes in? Take a knife to bring it out more. This little curve a little bit. You might want to round it just a little bit. So you're still getting, well, still got to clean up. but you're still getting it so it goes in. Again, we can do that more in the cleanup, but I want to at least get it started, especially in the forehead here. Now I want to actually round this a little bit. Are you still in? There's the roundness. And I want to clean this. So there's the roundness. Now you could take, I would rather take well, no, let's take the V tool. If I can find it. You know what, let's take the smaller V tool. First I want to come up. Add a little bit of more wild to it while I'm here. Now, see how much I can get in there with that smaller V instead of using the knife. I'm using, make sure I got my finger on that chisel so I don't hold on it tight too. So you can control that chisel. You don't want the chisel to fly in. Maybe come back and do a little bit of this. Maybe it would work better. Now this would come out. This has got to go like this. And so on. Now we can do, I'm not going to do the same with the side. It doesn't need to, at the arm, it doesn't need to round, but it does need to round here. Let's clean this up. Especially around the face, we want it clean. Now the thing is that I need to pull the cheeks out, or in other words, put the, there we go. Some nice shading in there. Got it right on that side, but not on this side. There we go. Okay, where's our V? And again, we need to finish this. And I might have it while I have this tool. Looks pretty good. Let's do this first. There we go. Nice roundness. And it goes in. It depends on how much you want to put on that. I'm not going to waste your time too much on that. Fix the beard a little bit. And actually fix the mustache a little bit now that I got the smaller V. And as much as we can to finish the beard. Like I said, just pick at it. It's more of a picking and more and how much you want to put in. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shut down here. I mean, that's as far as I can go as far as creating. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to kind of pick at it and give you a better better piece for you to look at instead of you looking at me picking and picking and picking. That actually is pretty well done as is. I might choose to flatten that head a little bit. Even though it's a little wild, it's not as high as he should. And again, I'm going to be picking at this a little bit more, maybe hopefully go deeper and cleaning it up. But that is it for now. Like I said, I'm going to pick at it and I'll come back for the finale. You can have this, like I said, a Santa, maybe a wizard, an ogre, and whatever. Okay, I shall return. Okay, we're done here. I did do quite a lot of picking. I think I need to do a lot more. Some of the changes that I made up is that I did flatten his head a little more. I didn't like it that it was so pointy, so I flattened it. Still a little bit on top there, I suppose, but that's fine. I got this. I did a nice clean. I did a fairly decent cleanup. I mean, there's just some odds and ends, but it's better than being horrible. And I didn't do any more. I could go deeper, but I didn't do that much more. But I did on this side. I did go a little deeper on the front. Hands, kind of fixed the hands a little bit. I brought the thumbs back a little bit. And you can see there's still a little bit. He's holding on to a big hunk of cracker there. Didn't finish his crackers there. And so I brought the thumb back a little bit because it looked like the thumbs are just about as big as because the thumb goes even farther back than the pinky. So I try to do that. I think maybe a little. I might just kind of leave it. That's good. That's good. The eyes. I did the eyebrow a little, bring it up a little bit more so he's not as angry. So that's what I did kind of here. Even though he's got the big eyebrow, but he does seem kind of more of maybe a little nervous there. But here, I didn't want him to be angry at all. Everything, I think I showed you everything. And I guess that's it. Now what I use to brush, instead of that brush, I should bring this over, is a piece of brown bag. And what happens is that using it many times, it's kind of hard for me to chew gum and talk at the same time. There I go. Is that after a while it gets kind of worn. It's getting close to me needing a new set, and that just takes a lot of that stuff off of there, as long as it's loose. Of course, I also have one of those like 3M pads on a brush, or on a used as a brush, a round brush on a drill, and that takes a lot of that off in there. And the other thing about rubbing with a paper bag is it adds, like if you do this, what it does is it's almost like a million grit sander. So just might make it a little rounder. And so that's it. I'm sure there's still a little more if I wanted to pick. Sometimes the paint covers a lot, especially when I do the wax. Does cover a lot of issues. I fixed this one, so I just put it together like that. His nose is a little round. I like it having a little rounder nose, so I'll just take a little bit off, a little more rounder. There we go. That's better. It looks a little bit more like Hagrid. or Santa Claus. And there they are. On to the next.